Hello, welcome to Tangle Time Arts. My name is Nana Heron, and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And I'm so excited to be here with you this season as we work our way through Advent. And this is kind of my impromptu Advent Tangles event. I just decided every day that I would pick a tangle, or sometimes we do two together, and just to give ourselves that time to de-stress during this super busy time of the year. And this week is super busy for me, so this is going to be a two-in-one project. So we're going to take a look at days 3 and 4. So for day 3, we have Starukas, which is an offshoot of Arukas. Starukas is by Zen Linea, and Arukas is by Zentangle. We took a look at Arukas earlier in the year, week 10, I think, of our Weekly Tangles. And so this will be kind of a refresher for people. Instead of the circle shape, we'll use a star shape. And then for day 4, we are looking at Msst, M-S-S-T. That's how you spell it, Msst. Which is a really interesting tangle. Fun to do and super interesting because it's different. Um, all right, so our two-in-one project. We will need our basic supplies, which is a white tile or a white piece of paper if you don't have a tile, a black pen. I'm using an apprentice pen, number 2 pencil, a tortillon, and I also have a red micron. So today I'm just using very basic supplies, nothing fancy. You don't always need to have a glitter pen or a metallic gel pen. You can make beautiful tiles, beautiful projects with just your basic supplies. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to use the pencil and just kind of approximate the center here with a little dot. Okay, then I'm going to set the pencil aside for now. And, well, you know what? Let's block in our star with our pencil. Um, so we're going to make a star shape. I'm just going to pencil that in. It doesn't have to be perfect. But sometimes it helps to kind of pencil that in. All right. And how big is my star? Let's see. It's about 1.5 inches across at its widest. And about 1.75 inches high. But yours doesn't have to be the same. It could be smaller or it could be a little larger. That's okay. And then at this point, I am going to take my black pen and ink over it. Once I'm happy that it looks enough like a star. I'm going to adjust this a little bit and go over here. I'm going to add some detail to my star. And from the point, I'm going to go from each valley to the point in the center. And again, that was an approximate point. No measuring. And then I'm going to divide each of these in half. So we have our basic star in the center. And then now the fun begins. So for Starukas, we've got our star in the center instead instead of a circle. Arukas uses a circle. Um, and we're going to make our initial, I call them, to me, they look like rays of the sun. So we're going to start in these valleys and make these kinds of like rays. So I'm going to start over here and I'm just going to kind of do a curvy one like that. And I'm going to come over to the other side of the valley and I'm just going to aura that and bring that together. And then I'm going to do that for each of the valleys that we have. And you can curve this way or that way, whatever you feel is best for you. And I like to alternate them. Just depends on how much space I actually have. If you don't like the curves, you can actually take that all the way off the page, all the way off the tile. You can just go straight off the tile. But for these stars, the Starukas, I really like to have these curved ends here. Once we have those in, now we are going to aura around our star. So the areas that do not have these ray parts get an aura. And you stop when you meet one of those, what I call rays. And when you pick up your pen and you go over to the other side and continue with your aura around the star. And I like to rotate as I go. Once you've made it all the way around, then we are going to aura these lines, these rays here. So I'm bringing it into the curve, and we do that on each side. And we work our way around and do that for each one. And then our next step is, and you may have guessed it, we're going to aura around that star again. All right. I think we'll do one more set of auras, and then we will move on to Mist. So let's do this again. In some ways, I feel like Starukas is easier than Arukas, and I'm not sure why, because Arukas was the original, but the star shape is just somehow easier. I don't know if anyone else feels like that. I don't know. Let me know. Okay, I think we made it all the way around, and then we will go around the star. All right, how cool is that? Something that I like to add, and this is optional, but I like to sometimes add some orbs to just one area of the rays. It can be the center one, or it can be off from the center one. You can decide if you want it to be the center. If I did the center, I would do the center for each one. But because I didn't do the center, I can have it on either side. I can be more flexible as to where I want to put it. And this is optional. It's not something that you have to do. You can actually do both sides if you would like. So there's many options here to choose from. I tend to look for the ray that's maybe a little wider than the others. And let's see, for this one, why don't we go with here? All right, so we have some cool detail there. Now I'm going to switch to my red pen for the mist, just to add a little drama. So mist is interesting. Okay, I'll leave the cap off because it doesn't want to go on there. It's a very interesting tangle. There's kind of a curvy squiggly line and some dots. So let's start. Why don't we start on this one? Because we've got a little more space. So when you do your curvy line, and I'm going to just go off a point here, you're actually adding some pressure and then lift up and we're adding some dots. Now I like to, so some people do all of the squiggly lines first, and we can do it that way. You're kind of matching uh, the original squiggly line that you did. And add some dots. I like to kind of put in the squiggle and then the dots. So I kind of go my own way and do it like that. So whichever way you choose, there's no right or wrong way. But I just, for some reason, like to add my dots after the squiggly line each time. But some people prefer to put the squiggly lines in and then the dots. So you'll figure out your own preference as you practice with this tangle. But you definitely add pressure in the beginning, and then you kind of lift off. So we're just adding drama with a different color. You can work on any section that you'd like. I'm going to move over here now. Just do the lines first, like many people do. And then we'll add our dots. You can do like 2 dots if you'd like, or you could do more. Go back over here and let's go in here and start here. And keep working our way around. And we could add another one here. So this would look great, of course, with a glitter pen or a metallic pen. Uh, or you could use markers to fill in some of the areas. And we're almost finished. Let's see. Let's just start in the center here. It's easy to get kind of lost in the squiggles. They kind of take on a life of their own sometimes. All right. And then we're back to where we started. And I am actually going to, before we do our shading, I'm going to take the red and I'm just going to fill in some of the star. So I'm always going to do the right side because that's what I started with. And this is going to give it some drama. All right, now we've got definitely some drama there. If you want more drama, you could make the other half black, but I'm going to leave that white for now. And I'm going to pick up my number 2 pencil and I'm going to do a little shading. So I'm actually going to add a little shading in the center. Of course, if you decide to make these black, you probably don't need this shading. That's okay. I'm going to add shading on the left, not on the right, but on the left of each of these points. And then I'm also going to add shading on the left of these kind of ray areas. All right, now we can take our tortillon and do some blending. I like to start in the center and just kind of push that out a little bit to give it some depth. Then I'm going to go to these areas and just kind of stretch out that graphite. Once we've made it all the way around, we're going to do the same with these areas. And I think I put a little graphite here, which is fine. Just going to blend that out. All right. And then we can take up our pencil again. And I'm not going to add a lot of shading to the mist, but I am going to add some around the Starukas. I'm not using a lot of pressure, just a light pressure. With this entire project, it's been light shading. All right, and we'll take our tortilla. Oops. And we will blend that. And it's just a light back and forth motion on the outside, just to blend that. So we have a really cute star with Starukas, and then we have the mist coming out from our star, like more rays. If you'd like to add some more shading to the mist, I would probably add it, for example, around this area where you've kind of got a bump. I'm not going to do too much of that with this star theme, but if you're using mist in another area and you would like to add shading, I would definitely add it to these areas where it's kind of got like the bumps. All right, how cute is that? With just a few simple tools, nothing fancy, nothing special, we can make something special just with our basic tools. And that's like the beauty of Zentangle is that with just your basic tools, you can create these little masterpieces. All right, so I want to put my initials in the ear. I'm just trying to think where I want to put them. Oh goodness, where should I put my initials? I think I'm gonna just try to maybe I'll do it with the red pen. I'm just going to kind of tuck it in one of these areas here. So my initials are in there like that. And then I am going to fill out the back. My name. And it's our Advent Tangles for 2024. And we're actually doing, it's a 2-in-1 project. So day 3, we had Starukas. By Zen Linea. I think that's an E actually. Sorry. And day 4, we had Msst by Zentangle Inc. Zentangle headquarters. Yeah, so Zen Linea with an E. All right. So, how cute is that? We have our little Christmas star. Give it a try. If you'd like to try different colors, like if you didn't have red, you could just do this all with the black pen, and that would look awesome too. So just play around with your colors and adding different embellishments if you'd like, or no embellishments. Instead of adding tipple in there, you could have just made that a solid color if you'd like. Or you don't need these at all. You can just leave those white as well. So play around with it. Let me know what you think. And I will see you back on the 5th, and we'll pick something totally different for the 5th, and we'll have fun with that. So my plan with these is actually I didn't have a plan, but to try different tangles that are festive and fun and that you might want to use throughout the season. And something like this, actually, you could make a gift tag out of it. So once you're finished, you could put a hole in there, and the back you can use to fill out your information for the person you're giving your gift to. So you could make a gift tag out of this super easily. So have fun with it. I'll see you back on the 5th. Um, and we'll do something wonderful. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a blast. And remember, I love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.